Devlog from my other new game, Square Arena. There'll be new information for .tank tomorrow, as there'll be my alpha release update. But first, we're going to be focusing on this one. So far, I've worked on movement. I'm using the A-star pathfinding system, which allows these guys to move around. Right now, the scene's just an empty area, but I plan on adding some rocks, and right now there's just some walls, but I plan on making it more like an arena, coliseum type stuff. Now let's go into 2D mode so we can see the canvas better. So right now here's your battle holder, as that's what I call it at least. But it has where it will have the wave up there. The red bar is your health, the gray bar is your armor. And right now it doesn't have it, but eventually the armor is the only thing we'll be able to replenish while in the game. So losing health is like a pretty big deal. So the goal is to keep your armor high enough so that you don't lose any of your actual HP. And then the green bar down here represents your stamina. Then we have the home holder. This holds information for shop battles, is where you can select. There's gonna be 5 different battles, and I'll have 9 enemies at the end. And then here's where you can get all these health upgrades, and there's your reputation points. And you get a certain number of reputation points for winning or killing enemies. And then here is your defeat holder. Then that's what you get for your reputation. Though you get defeat, you still get some reputation, so you can increase your stuff in case you're just not at the skill level to beat it with your current equipment, or the equipment's blocking you. Restart will just replay the same wave, and you don't have to go and click or restart the same arena battle, so you don't have to go and re-click around it. Home sends you to, well, the home holder. Then you have the victory holder, which is similar to the defeat holder reputation game, but this one doesn't need a restart because you beat the level. So now let's go into the scene. Here's your little walls, the base. And there's the player. Let me just disable the enemy for a second so we're not being attacked. 1 second. So there you go. Gotta lock it there. So you got your attack, and then you can brace also. And then here you can also switch weapons. 1 is to axe, 2 is to sword and shield, 3 is to daggers. Daggers are great for quick attacks. Shield is a nice base, and it has strong defense in the brace. Eventually the brace will be when you're in your brace stance, enemy attacks do less damage to you. And the shield will have the highest brace amount. And then the axe is a high damage one, but slow attack and medium brace. And then daggers don't really have much of a brace. And then you can also sprint, which lowers that little bar down there. Now it looks a little weird running around right now because there's not much different stuff. It's all looks the same, but it'll look different once we get there. And then you can also jump. Which is all nice. And then attacking, brace, and you have an idle animation which keeps it moving up, and you can see the daggers moving up and down. All of them have a different idle animation. And then, so let's get rid of that. Wave manager, this will be the one that spawns in anything. Right now it doesn't really have much, it just have a bunch of temp methods, which I'll just add code into later. And the game's through a first person camera, so one of the weird things is, let's get rid of 2D, let's go to player. There's no hands on these, so they're just kind of floating, but you can't realize it because of where the camera's placed. While during the enemy, because you can see them, they have little hands, which are just blue circles. And then the enemies will have, down here, I have the prefabs made yet. So each of the enemies, there'll be a different one with each of the weapons, and they'll carry some of the traits the player has with those weapons. And then there'll be some other types. There's going to be a triangle enemy and a few others, but I'll leave those for later because I got to see how they work. I haven't done that much yet. Right now this is just the base. It has all the information. 1 second. Setter. And this thing does the setting. Let's set that to none because you can't find it in the... So this thing sets it. There's your HP and there's your reputation gain. Both of these are just kind of like there to test data right now, but they will end up doing their own thing. So let's go in and see the enemy move. I'm doing this on my there's this weird thing where it likes to lock up here once it gets out of there, so I'm looking at fixing. Kidding. 3. And that just follows you normally. Right now it doesn't attack you, but once it gets to a close enough distance, and then it'll also check your direction to hit you, and then I'll add a collider so you can't just like run through their shields. But when it attacks, it'll have this opening where it can't move, so then you can come to its side. So the goal of it is to be able to dodge enemy attacks, so you kind of have to get used to all the waiting and stuff. But right now, you kind of just go like this and then kill it as long as you hit it enough. So that's what I got so far. I think I'm going to add some stuff to the scene to make it like not so similar after this, but yeah, that's what I have so far. I'm going to be able to work a lot more later on, but I'm pretty, because I got a lot of the fundamentals now down now, so I just gotta build up on it. So thank you for watching, and subscribe so you can check out my other video on dot tank.